topic is minimally invasive cement augmented pedicle screw fixation under local anesthesia. This is a case from the lot. 62-year-old female with 16-year-old postmenopause came with complaint of pain in mid-back for 2 months, history of slip and fall 2 months back with intact neurology, intact bowel bladder. Patient had triple vessel disease due to which patient was unable to get general anesthesia fitness. This is the case. What was the thought process that came to our mind? Can this patient tolerate big open surgery? Do we need to instrument? And if at all we need to, will there be pull out of the screws? If we need to augment, will there be any complication related to it? Most important, can we do fixation under local anesthesia? Let's see the publications. This is a publication done in 2011 which says that augmented pedicle screw fixation had better pull-out strength. This is a publication done by Dr. Rajshekharan sir, which says the erector spinae block gives better post-operative analgesia and reduced intraoperative opioid requirement. This is a paper where the amount of local anesthesia that is given, that is 0.3 to 0.5 ml per kg body weight. What is the volume of cement? According to this paper, in thoracic spine approximately 1 ml, in lumbar spine 3 ml. Cement augmented pedicle screw fixation, it is a widely used technique in spine surgery. Traditionally it was done under general anesthesia, but now we can do it under local. What are the advantages we can think of? That is general anesthesia related risk, faster recovery time, duration of the stay is reduced, it can be done like a OPD procedure. Despite these advantages, the concern was patient comfort, procedural accuracy, overall outcome, feasibility, safety and efficacy of cement augmented pedicle screw fixation under local anesthesia. Main reason is if we can do this case if under local anesthesia, why for a patient who is not fit, why cannot we do it for everybody else? We operated 45 patients, 23 females, 22 males. Mean age was 71.37. With osteoporosis, BMD score T-score was less than 2.5, unfit for GA. 214 screws were inserted, 28 had 4 screws, 17 required 6 with augmentation. Pre-operative and post-operative VAS scoring was done along with ODI. Screw migration was seen. Mean follow-up was 15.3 months. Sequential X-rays were done as per the protocol. Inclusion criteria is spine fixation with osteoporosis. T-score was less than 2.5. Patient requiring spine fixation but were unable to get fitness for general anesthesia. Exclusion criteria, allergic to local anesthetic agent. Coming back to the case. This was the X-ray. These are the dynamic X-rays. This is the fulcrum X-ray where we can see the opening of the vertebra. CT scan 3D. This was the screw, this type which we use. Cannulated core, variable thread geometry, fenestrated and self-tapping. What we do pre-operatively, these are the checklists that we follow. Injection diclo, Pantop, Tramadol, Onden and Foley's catheter, cannulas, cautery pad, ECG, everything is done pre-operatively. This is just like any other MIS procedure, but only thing done under local anesthesia. We use dual CM in order to reduce the time period. Squaring of the vertebra, marking, local anesthesia given. This is the erector spinae block that we give. What we do is, at the periosteum, we give at the entry point, we give local anesthesia, that is locks ADR with bupivacaine, and we travel laterally on the TP, and first dip that we feel, there we insert the local anesthesia. Then, like any other MIS, medial pedicle border, till medial pedicle border we put the Jamshedi in AP in lateral posterior vertebral line. Then we insert the screws. This is the customized made device for augmentation. The left one is outer, then inner cannula, then there is a pusher. This is how it looks. This is how we use it along with the longitudinal system of Medtronic. These are the Siam images. This is post-operative scar. This is the patient walking at post-op day 1. Post-operative checklist is neurovascular status, which can be checked intraoperatively as well. Pain management, early mobilization is the key. Wound care, osteoporosis management. Techniques to minimize the complication. Proper entry point. There should be no cortical breach. No altering recommended of the proportion of the powder polymer and liquid monomer. Optimal cement viscosity before injecting. And if there is any leakage, we should immediately stop the procedure. Out of the lot, when we saw the result, the mean preoperative VAS was 8.7, ranging between 7 to 10. Pain being the most common cause, and it has significantly improved in the last clinical follow-up. Same with the ODI. All patients tolerated the local anesthesia pretty well. In conclusion, what we saw was there was no vertical or horizontal migration of the screws. In one patient, we had a leak where the patient had thigh pain, which was managed conservatively. Based on the result, the use of technique in the patient with osteoporosis requiring spine instrumentation because of various reasons is recommended because it increases the stabilization of fixation and preventing screw loosening, and in medically unfit patient it can be done under local anesthesia. Results of our study are similar or even better of that of conventional open surgery or minimal invasive surgery done under general anesthesia. Main advantages that we can think is, we saw was shorter operative time, neurovascular status can be assessed intraoperatively, no GA related complication, minimal blood loss with faster recovery, more feasible, easy return to routine work, and if the question to be asked is if this can be done to unfit patients, why not to all? Thank you.